All right, guys, we're in the middle of a wet, kind of nasty snowstorm, and we're going to be testing out these new System 3 snow tires. We're going to put them on an Intimidator UTV, and we're going to test them against the two stock tires that come from Intimidator. I'll show you the tires here in a sec. Take the look. They kind of got a low paddle, and it's a soft rubber, and it's a real lightweight tire. It's a 2-ply tire from System 3 Off-Road, and we're going to just see how these perform against the stock tires and whether they're worth the money, you know, spending money on a set of snow tires. And we got some great conditions here to test them on. I'm just going to do a quick loop. There's a trail up over on this hill. We're just going to do a quick loop around there, kind of in a controlled fashion, because I don't have winches on all the UTVs, so I don't want to get stuck. So we'll see how it goes here. So first thing, they're not going to give you enough flotation to stay above the snow. You still have to worry about getting, you know, high centered. As you can see, I barely got through that little section there. So this is not a replacement for a track that's going to keep you up above the snow. But so far, traction in, you know, ground clearance level and less seems to be pretty good. So we're going to go take a quick test now. No traffic jam here. Get up here on the snowmobile trail and just kind of see what acceleration and traction is like, how squirrely the rear end is. You know, obviously on this partially plowed stuff, acceleration and starting and stopping is excellent. So far so good. Here we go. overall pretty impressed. It still was, you know, a little squirrely on the snowmobile trail and the ruts, but we'll see what the other ones do here and get a comparison. All right, next we're gonna test. This is the stock bias ply tire from Intimidator. This is a Journey tire, 27-inch, decent lugs, you know, good all-purpose tire. We'll see how this one does on the same loop. And we're keeping the same four-wheel drive and diff lock on the whole time. First observation on the plowed surfaces, definitely does not have as much acceleration and grip, probably a little less gripping power. So those snow tires are made with probably a softer compound, and obviously at a lighter ply, lower inflation. It kind of flattens out when you accelerate to give you more traction. We'll see how the trail does. Overall, not terrible with the bias plies. Again, I kind of expected that. These bias plies are a decent dual purpose tread, and they are bias plies, so you can run them at a lower pressure rather than the radials. I think when I try to test the radials, it's probably not going to go that great because they're a stiffer, flatter profile, kind of like this machine here. So we'll give them a try though and see what we get. All right, we got our showroom in here. We've got all the machines pulled inside because of the snowstorm. We've got the greenhouse here, so it's kind of nice to be able to pull things out of the weather. We're going to take this guy out here. This is a stage 3. This would be an identical unit to the orange unit that we put the snow tires on, so that'll be a good true test to see how these perform against the stock Radial stage 3 tires. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna give these a try. Go through the same loop. again, the biggest thing I notice is, you know, acceleration on, you know, the wet surfaces or the, you know, on this hard pack surface with those snow tires. I mean, it was pretty much grabbing and going. These ones are even worse than the Journey tires, obviously, because of the flatter pattern and the harder tire. So it really depends on what's important to you. Let's see what the trail does. Well, as I expected, this one was pretty squirrely. So if you're going to compare the stock Radial tires that would come on a stage 3 for Intimidator, or I guess any Radial that's got a similar tread pattern, you're going to see a significant improvement in traction going to a snow tire, you know, or a dedicated snow tire. But if you're not somebody that uses their machine all winter long or uses it very sparingly, it may not be worth the investment. For somebody ice fishing or getting out on the trails, definitely is an improvement, as long as you're not getting high centered or having clearance issues with, you know, the deep snow. Those snow tires aren't going to give you enough flotation to stay on top of the deep snow.